Hello and welcome to this video. We are going to make this beautiful speech-to-text GUI or app, and let me show you first how it works in a couple of seconds. So I'm just going to press on record and I'm going to talk for 3 seconds, 1, 2, 3, and pause. You can see it transcribed this, so I can just copy it and paste it somewhere. Now this speech-to-text app we are going to make using PySimpleGUI. I have several other tutorials and projects for PySimpleGUI. I think it's the best GUI builder for beginners, using Python obviously. And we are going to also use speech_recognition. So what we need to do is first we're going to install this. So go to your terminal and pip install PySimpleGUI, and then pip install speech_recognition. Once you've done that, you can import them and give them some aliases. And by convention, PySimpleGUI we import it as SG. It's just shorter. Or import speech recognition as SR. Okay, now we have two optional steps just for styling. So you can see I have set the theme to dark blue 14. You can just play around with different themes. There are a lot of different themes that PySimpleGUI has. Then I've also used the font size, font family of Helvetica, and set it to 14 the size, so that it's a bit bigger for you and it's more visible. I've done that using set options. So these two are just for styling, they're not required. Now the first thing we need to do is to define the layout and how we want the layout of our app to be. In PySimpleGUI, every row should be in one list, and all your window, all the layout should be inside a list which covers or wraps or contains all the other rows. So we start with one list, and then every row, whatever you want to be in one row, you put it in one Python list. So let's see here, for example, we have one list that you can see here that wraps all the elements we want there to be. Then the first row is just a list, as you can see, of SG, PySimpleGUI.text, uppercase T, and it just says speech to text, this one here. Then on the next row, another list, we have a multi-line with the size of 70 and 20, so 70 columns and 20 rows or lines. And we have given it a key of output. This is by convention how you would reference an element. So now I know whenever I want to put something in this area, I can refer to this area as output. Then on the next row, we have two buttons, and you can see both of them are in one list. That's why they are on the same line. So sg.button creates a button. This is the text inside the button, record. And the button color, white and gray. So white would be the text, gray would be the background. And I've given it a border width of 10, so that it's just a bit nicer, I guess. Then another button called exit, and the color and the border width. It's very important to have unique button names because you are going to refer to these buttons according to their names. So when I say, for example, reference exit, it does whatever you want exit to do, this button to do. Okay, so you've defined the layout, but this still doesn't appear, nothing appears. You need to create a window now. So you just name it window by convention, you can call it whatever you want, and it's going to be SG, like PySimpleGUI.window, uppercase W. It can have a title, like here, you can see it here, speech to text, and the layout. So these two arguments are the ones that you need now. So now that we've created the window, still nothing appears. Why? Because you need to persist these elements so that they just appear and reappear on the screen and you can see them. And this happens only with using a while true loop. So when you have a while true loop, you can have this window on the screen unless something happens, that is, unless you click on, for example, this button here, or this exit. So we have to define these events. So in order to have access to these events, we are going to read it from the window, event, comma, values. We're unpacking it, there's a tuple, equals a window.read. So the window we created, we are going to read it, and we're going to have access to event, that is these clicks, for example, and values, for example, like these. This is a value. So now that we have access to the events and values, we can say if the event, that is a click, is equal to exit, and exit refer to the button, remember. If event is this, exit, or event is equal to sg PySimpleGUI.win underscore closed, and that refers to this X here. So if event, that is if the click that the user makes is this exit or is on this one, then what should happen? Break out of this while true loop, and this will disappear. Else if the event is equal to record, that is this button, now all the magic should happen. So now we are going to initialize a recognizer, which we get from SCR that we imported here. So R is equal to SR, speech recognition dot recognizer, so uppercase R. Then we are going to record audio. Now, how do we record the audio? Just like you with context manager, we say with SR, that is speech recognition dot microphone, uppercase M, as source. We refer to it as source. Maybe you can remember the syntax from reading files, like with, I don't know, open file.txt as file, something like that. So with this one as source, so the microphone is going to be our source, and then we're going to have a variable audio, which equals r.listen to the source. So now R, which is a recognizer from speech recognition, is going to listen to the microphone and store the values and what it gets into this audio variable. Okay, so now audio has what we need, which is the for transcribing. Now that we have access to the audio, we should say try. Why am I saying try? Because I'm going to check if everything goes well, then do this. If there's something wrong, accept these errors, do something else. So try this. Now that you have access to the voice, to the audio, we're gonna grab that transcription. We say text equals r.recognize underscore Google audio. So we are grabbing that recognizer, and we are going to recognize the audio that you got from the source, which was a microphone, and save it inside text. Now text is our transcription. So where shall we put it now? Remember this area here? Multiline is the key, has the key of output. So now we have a value, we should update this area, this output area. So I will say window output, so it refers, window output refers to this area, dot update text, to update this area with the value from the text. And the text, remember, is a transcription that we got from the audio. So do this. Everything goes well, we can see the transcription. But if something unexpected happens, for example, you start speaking in language that Google doesn't recognize, or you start speaking out on gibberish, then that would be an unknown value error. So accept SR, speech recognition, that unknown value error, accept this error. The value of this output window would be could not understand audio. So if you start murmuring or saying something which is not like real language, then it would print out this. And then also another condition, except SR the request error as E. So if you cannot access Google or the source, so your access is, request is denied, for example, then we should get that error printed here. And in the end, you should always remember to close the window outside the while true. So when someone clicks on exit or this, still it might run in the background. That's why you have to make sure that your window.close is mentioned there. Another thing is you might also, if you think or if you see that it's not working, you might need to pip install pyaudio as well. So in the terminal, pip install pyaudio if you think, or if things do not work, so you might need to pip install it in the terminal. Okay, now let's do this one last time. Please like this video and leave a comment down below that says, "I love your Python videos." Okay, we have it. Please like this video and leave a comment down below that says, "I love your Python videos." Please do that. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much for watching and listening.